A great deal of the fun and satisfaction in any kind of collecting is being able to hold a piece of history in your hand. This cartridge here is special for at least a couple of reasons, though it's also a very nice bit of art in its own right, really. Of course, you probably recognize Stargate as being the arcade sequel to Defender. In the arcades, it was always Stargate, but not long after it was licensed for home release, Williams changed its name to Defender 2 in order to maintain trademark control. Even on the 2600, it went originally from being released as Stargate over to Defender 2. It always struck me as like a bit of revisionist history, since in those arcade retro releases they started doing, they'd actually alter it to change the original title. So this Famicom release immediately gains points with me for having the original proper name, but there's more than this detail that makes this an important release. It's a physical evidence of a potential branching path in history that's really fascinating to contemplate. You've no doubt heard of the Sony-Nintendo partnership that very nearly saw the launch of a Nintendo PlayStation, and the ramifications of the failure of that partnership, the reverberations of that live on to this day. But there's another point in history that could have changed things radically as well. Consider a world where the NES was released as the Atari Entertainment System. When Nintendo released the Famicom in '83, they already had their eyes set on North America, since they'd had great success in the arcade space with Donkey Kong and so forth. However, they didn't have a strong commercial presence in the US, and they were uncertain of the market over here in general. But they knew Atari had that experience, and so they decided to make a pitch to Atari to have them market and sell the Famicom in North America. They knew that Atari cared and had built much of their home business on the strength of arcade ports. So as part of their pitch, they commissioned HAL Labs to create Famicom ports of 3 Atari licensed properties, Joust, Millipede, and Stargate. Yes, Stargate and Joust are Williams titles, but at the time, Atari actually had the exclusive home rights to these games for consoles. Of course, what Nintendo couldn't have known was that Atari had already invested in the creation of the 7800. And in fact, by the time 1984 rolled around, Atari was in not much of a position to be launching anything. Realistically, the pitch was doomed from the start, and an NES in 1984 wouldn't have had the benefit of a Super Mario Brothers title. So it's hard to say if that would have saved Atari in any way, but it's a strange and fascinating possibility to consider. All these HAL-developed arcade conversions did end up appearing over here as well, but not for some years after. And in the case of Stargate, not without some changes. Not only was the title screen changed, of course, but some of the sprite art and animations were altered as well, which makes the Famicom version of Stargate fairly unique. So with all that being said, let's check out the game. Let's go. All right, here we are, Stargate. Not Defender 2, Stargate. This is, I got to run back to the start. You got to listen to this title screen music. Okay, this is Stargate, right? One of the most hardcore of hardcore classic games of the time. And here is the theme. I think that's Punch-Out music, isn't it? Wow. That's pretty special. All right, let's get this thing going. There we go. So it looks all right. I mean, the sounds are definitely not arcade accurate at all. It looks pretty good. I mean, the graphics are pretty much spot on, with a few caveats. Oh, I'm muting already. Hoping I can show a few things off in this play. Okay, I heard a guy get picked up. Oh, that's not good. All right. So you'll notice that I've got like 6 smart bombs. I think they give you those because there's no Inviso, and I don't think there's even a hyperspace. So they sort of like a trade-off by giving you more smart bombs, which I almost never remember to use. Well, the thing is, with this version of the game, there's no reason to hoard them, because one of the things missing in this version are pods. There's no pods. You know how in Stargate there's the pod intersection in however many seconds, and then you once they're all together, you hit the smart bomb, and that's how you get your points. But there are no pods in this version that I've ever seen. So that's a bit of a bummer. Oh, another mutant. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. I'm going to try at least one good one here. What's my score so far? 70. That's not a great score. 7,000 some odd. Okay, that's another crisis. Okay, so there's the guy. So you just get the points. You don't get the them hanging off your ship. So that's another difference. So I don't know how that pertains to how the Stargate works. Because usually you would warp when you've got 4 guys hanging off you. Ooh, Bader got me. That's not good. Alright, 11,000. That's not a terrific run. Let's give it one more shot here. I've had some better runs than that. Maybe we'll try game B2, although obviously it's not really significantly different. Although it is funny that this is still coming out in time where they're doing the whole game A, game B thing. Yeah, so I've always preferred Defender to Stargate, just because it was always more manageable, and it had everything you would want in that kind of game anyway. I think this, I guess you could say this benefits a little bit from stripping down some of the complexity from Stargate, but all things considered, I still rather just have Defender. Yeah, I did better that one, that run. Some of the spawns can be really unfair. When those landers spawn in, they can spawn right on top of you. I've seen it happen. Oh, can I get him? Yep, okay. I'm doing better than usual. 9 times out of 10, I usually end up accidentally shooting the humanoid, like I did just there. Oh, Bader. There we go. Yeah, I've already beat my high score already. That's good. Good stuff. So maybe we can try and get the Stargate to work, but I've never been that great at getting enough humans to make that happen. So I honestly don't even know if the warp works in this version of the game. Okay, that's one human. Yeah, you can shoot the enemy shots in this version. I don't know if you can in the arcade. I don't think you can. I don't remember ever being able to shoot the enemy shots. Oh, there's a mutant. That's not good. Alright, there we go. Oh man, oof. Guppies too. Things are getting hectic. There we go, smart. Oh. Yeah, I kind of missed the death animation from the original arcade game. That was always brilliant. Even the shots on this aren't as cool as the shots in the arcade version. Like your laser. Let's go a little bit further. Let's just play this game out and see how much further I can get. There's obviously not a lot of progression. I mean, it's just... There we go. Oh. Do I have another guy? Yeah, I got 1 or 2 more guys here. That's the mutant. I think I'm going to die here pretty soon. Okay, I got out of that. Oh. Well, you got to give them credit, you know, for the time this came out, it would have been 84. You know, they got a lot of things right with this conversion. I don't think there was a better home conversion of Stargate at the time that I can think of. I mean, the Atari 2600 version is pretty okay, but obviously it didn't have this kind of visual fidelity, although it did have the pods at least. Alright, so that's it. Let's just bump into this just real quick, just to check it out. But it's not really any different, it's just a bit harder. I think they give you more spawns. I don't think you're going to notice much immediate difference between game A and game B. But at least check it out. No, that was dumb. That didn't need to happen. So, yeah, you notice that it doesn't show your score on the screen during gameplay. Obviously trying to preserve some RAM space for the stuff going on. I don't know where that lander is with the human. Oh, that, well, that's typical of me. Got it. Yeah, so this isn't, this was going to be, this version of the game was going to be packaged as Defender in those basic fun mini arcade cabinets. I was disappointed that I guess that licensing deal with Williams, they changed hands or something, so Pinball Arcade lost the Williams license, and it looks like Basic Fun lost their Williams license, so that Defender machine never came out. And I was looking forward to it, so I love the side artwork on that. And this probably, this could definitely pass for Defender in a lot of ways. I don't think they did much to change the actual gameplay in that mini arcade, which I guess you can do if you hack the Rampage machine, or Joust. I think it's Joust that has the Defender tucked in there. You can jumper it. I know there's some YouTube videos out there from Glenn's Retro Show, and I think one or two other people have showcased it as well. All right, all right, that was a good run. That was fun. This is not a bad way to play Stargate. I think in this day and age there are better ways to play Stargate, but I think it's wild just to have it. That copyright 1983 Atari is completely wild to see on a Famicom cartridge. And it's a really lovely cartridge. Well, let's bounce out of this and we'll get you home. So thanks for watching so far. We'll get you out of here. All right, that was Stargate. In 2018, there are probably better ways to play Stargate if you want to play Stargate, but I think at the time it's not about just a version for 1984. And I think just having the cartridge alone is just really cool. So thanks for watching this video, and we'll catch you next time, hopefully.